Hello, Bobcats. It's Mrs. Wallheit, 5th grade math. We're moving into Chapter 6, Lesson 1. Chapter 6 is about multiplying numbers, and we're going to start off with estimating products by whole numbers and decimals. So, of course, you know it's a 5th grade standard. We have to learn it. I'm hoping that at the end of the lesson, you will estimate products of whole numbers and decimals. Why, Mrs. Wallheit? What's the main idea? Why do I need to learn how to do this? Well, of course, with money and purchases or payments. When you have an amount of money that's not a whole dollar, like $3.56, and you're multiplying that by 12, it's nice to be able to estimate or round. Right? $3.56 is going to be pretty close to $4. So we can estimate that decimal so we can multiply in our mind. We want to be able to solve mentally and quickly so we can get a pretty close estimation to what we're needing to spend on an item. What do you already know about estimating decimals? Well, I want to round it to the nearest whole number. So if I look at the tens place or the dimes, 70 dimes, $3.77 or 3 77 parts out of 100 is closer to $4 or 4 as a whole number. You can also look at just this digit, the 7, right? And 5 or more, let it soar. So 5 or more, add 1 more. So 7 is bigger than 5, so I'm going to add 1 more to the 3. Okay, if I look at $8.02 or 8 2/100, this 0 here tells me to keep it the same. It's definitely close to $8, right? It's just 2 pennies more, so that's not going to be closer to 9. We're going to estimate or round it to 8. Okay, I also can see here that $4.67 or 4 67/100 is closer to 5 as a whole number, or $5. So from my experience, I know that we can estimate or round numbers that are decimals to the nearest whole number, right? We can look at that tenths place and try to figure out what is it closest to. All right, when we're looking at estimating to the nearest whole number, so that we can find the product today, I want you to first round or estimate, just like we talked about in prior knowledge. You're going to look at that whole number and you're going to try to estimate it and round it to the whole number. After you have your estimation or your rounded number, we can do that mental math, or we can hopefully do some multiplication that's a little simpler without the decimal. And one thing that we can never forget at the end is it reasonable? Does your answer make sense? Look back and see if it actually works. If not, try it again. All right, Bobcats, let's dive in. Math in my world. Mrs. James buys about 15 8/10 of a gallon of gas each week for her car. About, oh, that's a key word, right? About means not the accurate answer, it's around. About how many gallons of gas will she buy in 5 weeks? Well, there's my question mark, so I have to answer it. How much gas will she buy in 5 weeks? And we're going to look for a rounded answer, right? Step 1, let's round it. Well, 15 8/10 is closer to 16 as a whole number. That 8 tells me to round up. And now I can do a little bit more mental math. 6 times 5, well, I know that's 30, right? And then 5 times 1 is 5, and add that 3, 80. Right? So 15 8/10 times 5 is about 80. So the question says, how many gallons of gas will she buy in 5 weeks? She will buy about 80 gallons of gas in 5 weeks. All right, math in my world. Each package weighs 58 5/10 of a pound. About how many pounds are loaded onto the truck? Well, again, I'm looking for a rounded answer, something close, not the accurate answer. About tells me it's not going to be the perfect answer. Okay, I'm going to start with estimating or rounding. Well, that 5 tells me it's going to be rounded up. Okay, I'm going to round it to 60 this time. Why did I not choose 59? Well, it's really hard to use 59 to do some mental math. Our goal here is to solve in a more simpler way. It's close to 60. It's about 60. So I'm going to use that. Same thing here. It's about 20, right? 16 is pretty close to 20, and that allows me to do more mental math. I get to do my trick with the zeros. 6 times 2 is 12. And then I can make it 100 times bigger by adding those 2 zeros. So again, let's go back to the question. There's a question mark. I have to answer it. About how many pounds are loaded onto the truck? Well, I could answer this by saying there's around 1,200 pounds loaded on the truck. All right, guided practice. Estimate each product. They're not looking for the accurate answer, the exact answer. We're looking for an estimated total. I'm going to go ahead and start with step 1, which is round. Well, that's close to $4. So I'm going to buy something that's worth $4, but I want to actually buy 2 of them. Well, I know 4 times 2 is 8. So the answer would be, it would be around $8. It's not the total exactly, but it's close. Okay, if we look at problem 2, 18.4, 18 and 4/10. Well, that's close to 18, and I can multiply 18 times 10 in my head to do some mental math. That's 180, so it's close to 180. Okay, 19 and 8/10, well, I'm going to estimate that to 20. It's pretty close to 20. And I can do my trick with zeros. 3 times 2 is 6. And then make it 10 times bigger by adding that 0. So 19 and 8/10 times 3 has an answer that's pretty close to 60. So it's about 60. Okay, we're moving into independent practice. Again, we're finding the about answer, the estimation, the rounded answer. This is pretty close to $5, right? 62 cents. It's closer to $5 than it would be to 4. Okay, and I can do 4 times 5 in my mind, so the answer would be somewhere around $20. Okay, and if I were going to check for reasonableness when I solve the actual problem, if I don't get an answer close to $20, I know it's wrong. Okay, $23.07. What am I going to estimate it to? Well, I'm going to be multiplying by 3, so I'm going to go ahead and change it to 25. I could have estimated to 23, that's okay, but 25 is a little easier to do in my mind. And I know that 3 times 25 is 75, so it's close to $75. So if I were to actually multiply this problem, the accurate answer would be close to 75. If it wasn't, I know that it's incorrect. If I'm moving on to problem 7, I can estimate this total here to $16. I could estimate it to $20. I can even estimate it to 15. Okay, I like 15 a little more than I like 16 because I like to multiply by 5. Now remember, when we're finding the about answer, okay, that's not the accurate answer. It's not the perfect, exact answer. Instead, it's what's close to it. Okay, and I know that 15 times 6 is pretty close to 90. So if I were to actually multiply these numbers, it would have an answer about 90. If it wasn't close to 90, it would be incorrect. All right, Bobcats, we're going to continue to estimate, not looking for the accurate answer. Well, this is close to 7, and I can do 7 times 5, that's 35. So the accurate answer is about 35. Okay, and I'm going to change the 14 and 50 cents, or 14 and 5/10 is pretty close to 15. And I know that 15 times 3, well, that's 45. So the accurate answer would be about 45. Okay, I can estimate 19 and 7/10 to 20. And I know 20 times 9, I could do my trick, right? I could do 2 times 9, well, I know that's 18, and then make it 10 times bigger. So it's 180. It's around 180. That's what it's close to. All right, Bobcats, let's look at some real-life problem solving. Use the items below to estimate the cost of each order in exercises 15 and 16. Again, we're not looking for the accurate cost, the exact amount. We're looking for what is it around? What is it about? I wanted to buy 4 flip-flops. Well, that's right here. So I'm going to go ahead and estimate it to 6. I'm going to round it to $6. It's pretty close to $6 for one pair, but I don't want to buy one pair. I need 4 of them. So the total cost would be somewhere close to $24. So if I'm actually in the store and I have money in my wallet and I only brought $20, I better not pick up 4 of those flip-flops. Estimating will allow you to make better choices with your money, with purchases. We don't want to go up to the cashier and not have enough money. So it's nice to be able to use this tool. All right, Bobcats, a real life example. About 57 people went roller blades. They rent them at the skating rink each day. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. It costs $4.25 in order to rent roller blades. About how much does the rink make in skate rentals in one day? Well, something I notice is this word about. When you see about, it's not the exact answer. They want to know what it's close to. Okay, I also see there's 57 people that want to rent skates. And I know that I have a question to answer. So I have 57. Well, that's close to 60. And if I round it or estimate it to 60, that's a little easier to deal with. $4.25 is pretty close to $4. So if I multiply this, 6 times 4 is 24. I'll make it 10 times bigger. I'll add that 0. So I know it would cost somewhere close to $240 for all 60 people to get some skates. Again, it's only 57 people, and it's $4.25, not $4. But if I don't have anything close to $240 in my pocket, I better not take those people to that roller rink. But it gives you an idea of about how much money you need. All right, Bobcats, what did you learn today? Well, I learned that you can estimate or round numbers. If you estimate or round numbers, it lets you get an idea of how much money you need to buy things, or it lets you get an idea of where your answer should be to be accurate, to be exact, right? When you're finding the about answer, the rounded answer, the estimated answer, that helps you, right? So in summary, today I learned that to estimate or round to find the product of numbers can be very helpful when it comes to money or solving problems. All right, Bobcats, thank you for your attention.